is Christine Vermillion, and tonight we are going to cook prime rib.
No turducken?
No, but we're doing prime rib. Beef.
Okay.
Nice beef. Very good beef. Yummy beef. Delicious beef. Prime rib. Now we have a small roast. This is less than 5 pounds. They come up, like up to like 15, 16 pounds for a full or more with a bone. This one's got the bone, so it's, on the bone. You can get it without the bone, and it would be like a ribeye, called ribeye. Now with this, I laid down to prepare it. I laid down plastic wrap, and then I covered it all with some olive oil. Smeared it all around it. Olive oil all over your hands. And now we're just going to put coarse sea salt, Mediterranean coarse sea salt, all over. Just like that. Wipe off gooey hand. And we're going to crack some black pepper. My hands are a little slippery. Now, being a small roast, it's not going to take all that long in the oven. Now, a half hour before you start cooking it, you want to turn your oven on 450 before you put it in there. But let me see. We had this roast sitting out on the counter for about 3 hours, because you kind of want to bring it closer to room temperature, longer if you have a bigger roast, because you can actually let beef come up to room temperature before you cook it. That way the inside won't be raw, be rare. By the time you get the inside to 110 degrees, the outside isn't going to be burned, because you already raised up the internal temperature a little bit. It's not at like 40 degrees, it's like at 60 something. Saves a little time, cooks it better. But we're going to let this sit with some salt and just cracked pepper for half an hour. I think I got enough, maybe a little more. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to let it finish sitting out here on the counter it'll be sitting here for another 45 minutes, so about 3 to 4 hours on the counter, just like a little 5-pound roast. Like I said, bigger roast, you're going to want to do, several more hours, because it's going to be 15 minutes at 450 degrees. Then you turn it down to 350, and you're going to cook that for 15 minutes per pound. And you want your internal temperature at 110 degrees. And then you take it out, you tent it, because you're going to cook this without anything on covered. You don't cover a prime rib when you cook it. And you let it set out, and you're going to tent it with some foil and for about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, something like that. Probably not quite as long for this one, maybe about 10 minutes, because it's small. Bigger roast, you want to go at least 15 before you start cutting it. So now we're going to let this sit. We're going to turn our oven on to 450 and let it preheat for half an hour to get it nice and hot in there. Okay? Roast is ready to go into the little pan.
No turducken? Merry Christmas!
Spray our pan.
You don't need a rack, because it's got bone.
Oh, that's right. Now, if you didn't have bone,
You would have a rack. Put the bone down.
I know that, but it was all gooey on the bottom.
Alright.
Unwrapping. Beef.
Want to get a room with it?
Now this is going to go in just like this. Our oven's been cooking and then we're going to cook it for 15 minutes, just like that, at 450. So we're moving over to the stove. Look at the bottom of the big oven. Oh, right in the center. Timer. In 15 minutes, we'll turn it down, the temperature down to 350, and then we'll set that for 1 hour. Then we're going to set it and see what temperature it's at, because we want 110 degrees. And at that point, we'll know if we need another 15 minutes or another 10 or something. So we'll keep a closer eye on it at the end. Okay?
Alright?
Go!
Alright.
And my son even gave me updates. You think I'd use it. Okay. I'm going to set this. Now, the onion soup won't take all that long. Okay. About 10 minutes, that'll be ready to cook. Cut. Get these strings off. You don't really want to eat them. I'm sure they would, digest because it's con. So we're gonna.
No disrespect intended, but from here it looks like a brain with eyes.
Oh my god, that looks like a dinosaur head. Hey, pick up the top part and move it back and forth. It's talking.
So these are monstrous pieces too. Figure these are going to be like a pound of beef per serving. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look how beautiful that is.
Wow.
That is like awesome. This is some of the best. The peppers and stuff and the salt all cracky on the outside. Excellent. This is excellent. Now, you can cut these like small, or if you have like, a lot of food or something, you can cut these in half. But we're not.